These fucking hoodies are fucking fire, man.
We already started?
Yeah, man.
Okay, well, we started.
What's up, guys? Welcome
What up?
back to the Playbook for Life, man.
Playbook for Life. Let's remind
You
people
know?
what the Playbook for Life is. Hit them with it, Wellington.
Oh,
Hit 'em.
God. The
Flow.
guide to life and everything else, where we bring you weekly content
Weekly.
on how to empower,
How?
influence,
Influence.
Just let me
and
finish,
encourage
Encourage
our audience,
our audience, y'all listening.
listeners and viewers, on how to execute
And
on
watching.
any set goals and look at life as a playbook where you need to win, guys.
Winning.
Repeat that last
Winning.
part. How to execute plays. What you say? Say that part again.
How to execute on this playbook,
Whew.
and you have to win.
Win.
You have to win.
You gotta win every time,
We gotta
baby.
drill that into our listeners' heads, all right? Because it's already drilled into our heads, all right? The whole point of this to continue spreading the wealth.
And this is Playbook, guys.
We are live.
All
We're
right,
back.
man.
We're excited. Another week. Oh man, it's so glad to be back again.
Not too bad.
I miss
Not
you
too-
guys. I miss you
not
guys.
too bad.
It was-
I miss you guys.
It was a
It's not
fun
bad,
week.
man.
It was a fun,
It was
fun,
not bad.
fun week today.
Yeah.
this
I forget
week.
about you guys once I leave from here.
Good shit. I bet you fucking do, you asshole.
Yeah, he does.
Gotta continue.
I
Definitely
Gotta continue moving forward.
I know you do. You look,
Hey,
you look
guys,
like that guy. That
If
we
you haven't
know.
noticed, I know for those who are actually watching us right now on YouTube,
Oh,
for those who are
word.
actually
Oh,
listening to
yeah.
us on iTunes, SoundCloud, guys, we have amazing gear. Playbook, thanks to our bro. You're the best, brother.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got some hoodies. We got some new color hats.
Merch. Got some merch.
Very, very.
And of course, Lewis wouldn't wear his hat because he didn't
Very
want to miss his
excited.
hair. Look
I
at
got a
this.
hairdo,
course,
man. I got a
sure.
hairdo. You know what I'm
Yes, he
saying?
has to go
I
to
sell
fucking-
houses.
Looking like Ryan
LewisMonroe.com.
Serhan over here.
LewisMonroe.com.
He has to go to fucking.
I sell
he has to go to court after this. That's
In
why.
Rhode Island.
But yeah, man. So super excited about the new merch, man. You guys like them?
I love him, dude.
Not
Yeah,
bad.
I-
Not bad. Any?
Yeah, they're good. They're fresh. Yo.
Yeah?
Especially look at this on the side. Look.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Boom.
Where to follow us and where
Where to
to
follow us.
find us and stuff like that. So not too bad, guys. So super excited,
So-
man. Lewis, what did you learn this week? Or
Ooh, he's
Talk
bringing
to
that
me.
back. He's
Yeah.
bringing that back.
Already, man, that's a.
Boom.
because you
check
an asshole. You
this
called me last
out.
week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
did.
did.
Last week.
He
I
did.
think
He
shit
did.
last week. This week, what did I learn this week, guys? So, I was watching this documentary, right? It was on CNN. It was about these triplets who were separated at birth. It was a government experiment. But bro, I learned that. I learned that
You
this
said a
week.
government experiment.
It was a government experiment, man. And apparently there's a lot of those around. If you guys don't know, just type in a quick Google search, government experiments. You'll see a whole bunch of other
What does it
things.
sound like?
You know
he's-
what?
Is
It's
he,
so
is-
funny because we had this conversation off air. And now he's gonna tell what it was. So
So tell us more about it.
Good job.
It was awesome. So basically,
I'm gonna talk about
Yo,
it. You
stop.
fucking
Oh, you want to
asshole.
take over? Okay,
Stop.
yeah,
You
yeah,
take-
take over.
Why is he taking your story?
I mean,
over
Cowdy
there?
said he wanted me to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I just got to give the people what they want.
He's an asshole
Oh,
for that.
man.
Listen, man. So I noticed and I saw this.
You watched it too?
I just told you off air.
This guy's crazy. All right, but continue.
Fucking
Go.
asshole. But listen, really, it's a CNN thing. It's out of this fucking world. It's called Three
Man, so you're saying I
Identical
can't watch it on
Strangers.
Netflix?
Maybe on Netflix. I don't
YouTube.
know. YouTube, but yeah, it's definitely on
Okay,
YouTube.
all right.
And it's about these three identical twins that were separated at birth, and it was all because of a like
That must have been tough.
psychological experiment, and it was catered around nature versus nurture, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it just breaks down how they kind of use these boys as lab rats, pretty much, to kind of say, well, let's see if we could place them in different households, different lifestyles,
Different environment.
environments,
Yeah.
and see if they can. Are they gonna be the same because of their nature?
Like what product's really gonna come out
You
of?
know what I
out of-
mean? Like
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Like are they gonna just be naturally like the same, or are they gonna be different because of the way that they are taken care of? the
And
way
if they're
that
gonna be different, how
nurtured?
different they're gonna be?
Right,
from
and
each
then
other.
it goes into
Okay.
like this crazy story on how they actually met 19 years after they were separated.
Okay.
And I mean, just the whole fact of how they got together, it's astonishing. But more about how when they came together,
Mm-hmm.
how similar a lot of things were, like their cigarettes, what kind of cigarettes they smoked, or what kind of women they like, or what they like to eat, without knowing each other, but they kind of have that nature inside of them. But then it also takes a turn into like the way that they grew up. An example, one of them, I'm not giving too much of it, but unfortunately, didn't do something very well, and you gotta watch it. But it's really
It
fucking
sounds interesting.
insane,
Sounds
bro.
interesting.
remember
How you
the
have
name?
3 brothers.
The name of
The documentary.
it's called Three Identical Strangers.
Oh, that's the name of it. Okay,
Yeah, that's
okay.
the
Three
name of it.
Identical Strangers.
And it's really, I mean, I stayed up till like 2:30 in the morning. Me and my wife were looking at it, and we were like, oh my goodness, this fucking really happened. And it's so engaging that there's a point in the documentary that they were able to like find people that were part of this experiment,
Yeah.
and the way they talk about it so naturally, it's scary. Like, it's insane that for them it was like
Like it's okay. You take 3 kids when they're
And-
born and
and
put them in
s-
separate
yeah,
environment,
just to
and
see.
then just to see what's really gonna come out, like
right,
the result. Like
because at the end of the day they kind of felt like, well, they were adopted,
Mhm.
so
so it's
who
like
really
nobody
care-
really like cares. You know what I
so
mean?
It is what it is. But just the people that were involved in the research, I'm not saying that, humane wise they didn't care, because they were doing a job. And the way they describe it is that it's a once in a lifetime experiment to get 3 kids and put them in 3 different environments and see what actually happens.
Now,
comes out of
my
it.
question would be to something like that. Like, what is the overall? Okay, I get it. You put 3 different kid. They're identical,
Mhm.
and then they all come out different in a way. That's what they were thinking about. Like, what?
Right. So that it was an experiment. Now, if you watch the documentary, they were not the only ones that this was done to, but their case is so particular because there was 3 of them. So you could actually say, well, let's put this individual in a wealthy family,
And see how they're gonna come
Yeah,
out, how they're gonna
yeah,
think, how they're
exactly.
gonna grow. Like, what morals are they really gonna carry through life? Like,
to see if it's going to be, if they grow. And they were like tested when they were young. There's videos of them. I mean, they literally, and then the parents that adopted them had no idea that this was going on. They had no idea
wow,
that
that's
they were
crazy.
that they adopted, triplets. Well, literally, they adopted one, but they were brothers.
They had no
They had
idea.
no idea.
They weren't told like, oh, this is one out of 3
Out of 3.
kids.
Nope, they
because they didn't
were-
want that person to go out and search
And mess up the experiment.
and mess up the experiment. That's
I mean,
crazy.
it gets into even like into this. It gets into like there's a point in the documentary that one of the individuals that did the research, this young lady, and she was happy. She was like, well, we did that. Yeah, it sounds bad, but in reality, like, we were like, wow. So we have a base here now. We could literally say, well, this person turned out to be this way because of their nature,
Environment.
or was it because of their nurture? And they go into like this whole spill about, well, we did our job. We were told to do this, and we just did it. And then it sucks because in the documentary, you see all this research was done, right? And then the person that ran the research, he passes away, and he gives his findings of this nature versus nurture to a very famous university, and they are obligated to lock it up for X amount of time because this individual that created this wanted no one to find out about
that was
this,
related to the case.
related to the
That was
case
related to the
until
case.
X amount of years because we didn't want to mess that up. So
Exactly.
there's people out there as we speak that might or may not have a twin. Now, let's be fair. Let me give you some timelines here, okay? This took place between 1961 and 1969. Okay? So, and this happened in the state of New York, and that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
And it's just something that I would love our listeners and viewers to go into it.
So did they really determine which one, nature or nurture, was
The files are locked up.
Oh, so you can't really, like-
So we don't really know what was
like
the
which one
research.
has
Right.
a more impact in the
Mhm.
success or the outcome of the life of this kid, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
And then
so,
this is like the big hurrah for the person that started this research
mhm,
because he was never thinking they were going to meet.
mhm.
So when they meet, he simultaneously stops the research because now
That's it. The gig's up.
the gig's up, but not just the gig's up. Now we're going to really see it play in front of us. Oh, now they know each other. Now they're going to communicate. Now they're going to conversate. Now they're going to really talk about each other. what's really happening here.
Yeah.
And like I'm telling you, it was 2:30 in the morning of the night, and I watched it, and I was like, I'm gonna talk to you guys about it.
And not only that,
know.
there are other cases that are related to that. Like you could have, a parent that could be an alcoholic and have 2 kids, a boy and a girl,
Yes.
and then they grow up and one might say, "Hey, I'm this way because my dad was an alcoholic," and that
Yep.
person become extremely successful, and then the other person be the complete opposite. You know what I mean? The other person be the complete opposite. Like, oh, I wasn't successful because I saw my dad growing up and he was an alcoholic, so I took that and just ran with it. Do you know what I mean?
No,
It's
I mean
crazy.
that's something that talking to my wife about, like, wow, that's crazy how that really happened. Like someone allow that to happen.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, sure, take these kids and do this to them, and sure, and the parents, because once again, there's research on the triplets, right?
Yeah.
The parents were under the impression that the orphanage was just doing a case study on adoptive babies. So they had
no idea what they were going to
that
do.
the people that were coming around to see the child, they were under their impression, oh, they just want to see how they adapt to, being adopted.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
knowing that
They were part of a research test.
100 miles away, he has a twin brother or a brother that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Wow,
bro,
that's crazy.
that shit woke me
I
up
want to
so
know how
much.
many people are aware of that. Like, for example, in that scenario with the 3, so a doctor delivered the babies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does he know that that's about to happen, or
No.
they get sent to the adoption spot, all 3?
Because of the mom. The mom gives him up.
So the mom gives them up.
Right.
So where does it start? Like, oh wow, this is a good chance to do
Right.
this.
So this, once again, watching the documentary, this doctor is a psychiatrist, says, let's run this experiment. And they were
So
just thinking,
So some guy who just happened to be there when the 3 babies came in and was like,
right.
this is a good time to test nature versus nurture.
Right, and then
Okay.
and once again in the documentary, you're gonna notice there were people that helped in this research, and for their understanding, there's a total of about 4 remaining cases. So there was a total of about 6 or 7 of them, including the triplets, and they've already found themselves
Yeah.
crazy. But there's still about 4 sets of twins, not triplets. This is the only triplet one.
Maybe that's why they made up that word. What is it? Doppelganger? Have you ever heard that word?
No.
Where someone who looks exactly like you is a Doppelganger, some shit like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lewis is using big words today. He doesn't
A
know.
lot of big words.
He doesn't know what the fuck he's
I'm
talking
smarter
about.
than what I actually portray myself to be.
I think it's
But-
the hair. I think it's the hair.
But I'm telling you, man, if you guys get a chance, our listeners and our viewers, definitely go ahead and engage yourself. That's what we're here for, man.
Of course.
we want you guys to learn something, right? Within our jokes and our way of delivering this content.
Real quick,
We-
a doppelganger is a non-biologically related look-alike or double of a living person. Look that up, guys. Have fun with it.
imagine if you met somebody came across somebody that looked exactly like you.
That should be crazy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
Like in the documentary, they talk about the fact that, you know what? You could literally turn the corner and see your twin. Relating into that case
Yeah.
study from like 1961 to 1969. If you were born and you were adopted in XX place, you could have a twin.
I'm sure there have been a lot of people out there who have seen somebody that looked like somebody else that they know.
Oh, no,
I
and this
saw a
is-
kid at
yeah.
the mall that looked exactly like my cousin. But my cousin is in DR, in Dominican Republic. He doesn't travel. He doesn't come to the U.S. But I saw this kid.
Maybe he came in a boat and we just don't know.
I was freaked out. I was like, what is he doing here, bro?
Maybe
If he
just-
did.
He
But
just
how
didn't
do
tell
you-
you.
How do you get on the boat in the first place? I think it starts with a dream. Wellington, take us off.
Oh,
dream.
I think
Here
it starts
we
with
go.
a dream.
A dream
know
on
what?
swimming
That's-
dream.
That's
Swimming
great.
dreams.
That's great that you bring that up because that's what I wanted to talk today about.
What I talked to you about earlier.
The power of dream
The power of dream.
or dreams.
What an S.
Well,
That's a big.
Now you-
that's a
matter
big
of
word.
fact,
That's a
listen.
big word. The power of dream.
I mean,
dreams
when
alone.
when we threw that question out, I was thinking of dreams, like the one that when you go to sleep. But apparently, you guys.
And
are
I don't
thinking
dream
about
that
something
much.
else.
I don't dream that much. I usually have a lot of nightmares
Yeah, man.
fighting those demons.
So
I hear you.
let's elaborate a little bit into that topic, right? Like the power of dream or / dreams, right? An example, people have a dream. Like an example, Dr. King, very famous for having a dream of one day seeing this great nation become equal, right?
Yeah.
That was a dream that he had. He kind of went for it. That was in his mind, that was like it. I need to get that done, right? And,
But that's a lot of pressure also, you know what I mean? When you have somebody, like in his case, he's the one that actually like motivating, inspiring the nation, to take a different turn.
Yeah,
You know what I
man.
mean? Like
And that's-
back then,
that's what I
it was
mean.
a lot of pressure to like black and white couldn't be together.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, look at my skin color. Look at this
you are
flawless
yellow.
Nah, it
He
is.
is out.
It was scary,
Out.
yo. You gotta,
Yeah.
like people, like I don't know. It's like, I guess his bravery, I feel like, is underestimated because you gotta really understand. People were getting, like, lynched, burned with tar, like
You
hot
can't
tar,
go
putting
outside.
feathers on you. Like it was a bad
You're always
time,
looking
man.
over your shoulder. Always looking over your shoulder.
The thing of the dream, in my opinion, was that he knew something could have happened to him. He understood that.
Yeah.
And I think the point of the dream was because, look, I may go, but this dream can last forever. Like
Right.
here it is. This is the idea that can prosper and grow. I'm gonna leave it here with you guys. And
Yeah.
I think the power of dream is huge.
Yes.
Huge. Because of the fact that it's something that stays here long after we're gone.
Yeah.
Long.
It reminds me of that quote. I don't know if you guys might have heard it before. I think it was like Les Brown that I heard it from. Go where there is no path and leave a trail. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
I've
It's
heard
like-
that, yeah.
He took the dream. Well, the dream had him. You know what I mean?
Yep.
The dream had him, and he felt the responsibility. I'm gonna lead this path, and everybody behind me is gonna do everything else that when I'm not here is gonna last forever.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
And then it goes into this, and this is where I want to like bring the topic in that our listeners and our viewers, sometimes you have that dream in your sleep, or sometimes you just have that willingness to say, you know what, I would like that one day. That one day is a dream. You know what I mean? I would like to accomplish this one day. I would love to have that brand new car, right? So you have a dream. So the power of that could be huge.
And its influence a lot of times can be influenced by a bad experience sometimes too.
Oh, yeah.
You have a bad experience about a girlfriend that broke your heart, and then now you don't believe in like girls and stuff like that, and all of a sudden you're like, you know what, yeah, that happened to me, but I know that my true love is out there somewhere, and I give up that you're gonna find it.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, and exactly, and that going to Lewis's point, when it comes to that willingness, that huge responsibility that some people have sometimes when it comes to a dream, right? Because sometimes you're like, well, I had this bad dream, a nightmare, and oh, that's not gonna happen to me. Or someone told me that this happened to them, or their dream was, horrible, or a nightmare happened. I'm the kind of believer, and people that know me know this, that I'm huge. That
He's
came out
huge.
bad.
People
That
that
came
know
out
me.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know nothing
huge.
about him.
Look at the camera, wink.
Horrible. Fucking asshole. Listen, seriously though.
I'm huge. What a bragger.
Shut up. Look at your stomach. Asshole.
Look at Michael Jordan's story though. For example, like, how did he become Michael Jordan? He didn't make the cut in high school.
Hold on, my
Right.
fault. We cut him off with huge. What were you gonna say?
No,
I don't want to
know.
know, dude. I don't
No.
want to
I
know
was gonna
what he
go-
was gonna say.
I was gonna
dude.
go into the fact that up here in your minds, right? In your head, in your mind, if you have something that's in your mind constantly, you have that desire, you have that dream, it's there for a reason. It's there for you to take action and actually get it done,
Yeah.
right?
Do a vision board or something. For some people that works too,
Yeah.
If you have a dream and dream is something that, you it's like I've heard it before, you go in the future and you visualize yourself in the future and then come back to the present and then start taking small steps to create that. It just happened that you sometimes get so distracted by, social media, your own thoughts, phone calls, your mom, dad, and things like that. You know what I mean? And it gets in the way. Create a vision board. Do you know what I mean? I'm in the process of creating a vision board right now.
I
It
know
took me
that's right.
forever.
I mean, that's
almost,
the power
but
of dream right there. It
Yeah.
makes you create a board. It makes you, go above
You can
and
connect
beyond.
And
You
take
know?
action like this. Like an example, this to me, to a point, was like a dream. Like, oh yeah, definitely, I would like to do something like this with my friends, that we could create content and provide it to our listeners and our viewers on YouTube. That the world might take benefit of, or not the world, but our community, and go from there, right? Like that's a dream. And what did I do? I kind of took action. I said, well, if this is something that I can see myself doing, I'm not gonna limitate myself. And once again, I'm not speaking to people that are not understanding my dream. Does that make sense?
No, it's true.
Everybody have
speaking-
different.
You're not speaking to people who don't understand your dream, because I mean, a big thing for me with that, when I was younger, like I kind of would get frustrated with people and be like, how do you not see it? Is because I got this from Les Brown. We said a vision was given to you.
Yep,
for
right,
a
only you.
for you. If they
Right.
don't see it, it's because it wasn't given to them.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you guys out there are trying to reach something, and you guys have a dream that's pretty much taking you out of bed, just stick to it and don't get frustrated when people don't understand, because that vision is yours.
And it's okay though sometimes to get frustrated, because that's gonna happen though. That is gonna happen. You're gonna get frustrated, and guess what? It's part of life. It's part of that dream that you have with you. People are gonna say no, you can't. Sometimes you're gonna feel like demotivated to do certain things,
Do
and you're
you
gonna
guys
talk your
have
way out of
anything?
it.
Like an
I
example.
have a dream. I
Like-
would love to be a singer, a songwriter.
man.
Come on,
we're
man.
talk-
Why
we're
not?
talk-
Why
we're
not?
talking-
Why not? I mean,
that's
you
a
guys
dream.
don't think
You can't
you
knock
got
his dream.
right?
What
What are
was
you
that about?
doing? Like,
You
come on. You
asked
think
him
I
for his
can't? I
dream,
can't sing?
and then you said,
Hear
"Come
my
on,
voice."
man." Man, go.
If
Gaudi,
you
wanna
had a
be singer?
dream and you knew you could not fail, what would it be? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people dream to travel the whole world.
I'd be a rapper. That's my dream.
Right? But
That's
you
a
rap now,
real
don't you?
dream. I mean, I do rap. I here and there, guys, be ready. I'm gonna drop something eventually. But yeah, that's a real dream. Like you don't play a single instrument, but you wish you were a musician. We're not making fun of you for that. So
He says that because I play instruments.
he doesn't play a single one.
You know what's
Nothing
crazy?
sounds good
You
when
know
he
what?
plays it.
You know what's crazy?
He
though?
he has the instruments, but there's no talent behind it.
Sound.
There's nothing that comes out of it. I mean, it's cool. Like that's a dream, but you have the instrument.
You know what's crazy about dream though? Like I said earlier, like the creation of a vision board. You know how they always say it's good for you to have a vision board and stuff like that. At some point, I wanted to drive this BMW. I was like 19 years old, and I carry a picture in my car of this BMW, and this is a thing called the reticular activating system. You know how when you have something that you want to get, and all of a sudden you start thinking about that constantly, you see it everywhere. Everywhere you see, I used to see this car everywhere.
Oh, no,
like the car that I drive now, the car that you drive now.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like
that's
now you see
instantly.
that everywhere now.
Yeah, when you want it, you don't see it nowhere. Then once you get it, it's there.
It's everywhere.
It's like the universe.
But it's always been there though.
It's like
and
the
that's
universe.
the thing.
It's
always been there.
It's the universe. But dream wise, I mean, I've had, dreams or idea. You guys know me. I'm very I consider myself to be some sort of a entrepreneur, right? I like to take on ventures, right? I like to always be doing something. My wife criticizes me all the time. She's like, you're always into something different. I have a lot of our good friend Ryan Serhan. Hi, Ryan.
Ryan.
Ryan Serhan.
He's always talking about a lot of balls in the air, right? If you guys read his book, he talks about always having something up in the air, because you just never know if something comes down, right? So you always want to be doing something.
Always.
And I've always been that individual like that. I'm always like, not always, but for
the most part.
for the better part of about
Yeah.
15 years, I want to say. I've
Yeah,
always
yeah.
been looking for something to do or see myself owning something, right? That dream in my head of
How do you guys
owning.
feel now that we're talking about the power of dream? How do you guys feel about like laws of attraction?
Boom.
Laws of attraction. Do you know
You
what I
have
mean?
more to say after that, my fault.
Yeah,
Did
but
you?
no. What I was gonna say was
Yeah,
just the fact that that's a dream, right? Of me like becoming a business owner or being involved in business, right? It could be this. It could be something like the real estate,
Yeah.
or anything else that's ownership, right? Because I'm a big believer, and my co-hosts here are also big believers on the fact that it's okay to have a 9 to 5, because if you have one out there, that that covers the expenses.
No, it definitely does, man. Nothing wrong with that, guys.
But I'm big on.
It's only
on-
bad if you hate it and you're not doing nothing about it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
that's
that.
when it becomes
It's only
terrible.
bad if you hate it and you're not doing nothing about it. Then you're an asshole because you're going into work with negative energy and then probably portraying that onto your coworkers and even customers. You're an asshole.
you're a fucking asshole.
You're a fucking asshole. Figure it out. Figure out what you want to do. Stop being lazy, going home and not doing nothing, just complaining all the goddamn time.
So that's
Start
what
taking
happened. That's
action.
what happened with me the other day. I was at Stop and Shop. Plug.
Plug.
And
out
this
to
lady
the
was
sponsor.
she was upset because she was helping me because I had a question. I looked at her like, the fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
See?
Like I'm asking a
Like,
question
bitch,
because
what you mad at me for?
You work
Like,
here.
Yeah, I'm
You know
asking
what
you
I
a
mean?
question. You're wearing the name tag. You're wearing the name of the place. Who else am I gonna ask? Who do you suggest?
You know
Ask
what I-
Google,
Hey, who-
ask Google or Siri if you have iPhone. No.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like that's my take, guys, on it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean. Now, dreams to dream, right? The dream of me becoming something, and then it's something kind of together.
Dreams, like when you go to sleep. When you go to sleep.
When you have, I've dreamed. Is that even a word?
I don't know.
Dreamed.
That did not
dreamed.
sound, bro.
at
That
all?
did not sound right.
Am I stretching my Spanish? Qué maldita vaina, loco. ¿Eh? Yo mejor
¿De dónde,
yo
dónde
me-
diablo te salió
yo me-
ese?
yo
No,
mejor
no, no,
puedo
de
hablar
que,
en español, loco.
de que no, de que
Señores.
no se habla bien español y el
Dreamed-
inglés es mi segundo
dreamed is a
idioma.
word. Dreamed and dreamt, each from the past tense and past.
Yes.
Oh,
dreamt.
okay, so-
So I've dreamt.
It just doesn't sound right though.
Yes.
Eso es lo que pasa.
I've dreamed.
Dreamed. I've dreamt. Oh yeah.
I
dreamt.
dreamt.
De que tenía un hombre
The
encima.
así no. Ey, bájale algo.
Next week's podcast: how to
Nigga.
pronounce dreamed, dreamed, and dreamt.
I'm so fucking confused. But
Oh my
about the
God.
podcast,
Yeah.
I said once it came into my mind as far as that'd be kind of cool to do something like that. I would like to have this. I mean that's a dream.
Did you have a dream, like an actual sleep
dreams?
dream?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of like
So
just this. Like
You went to sleep
know?
and then you saw this. Like that was a real dream.
Yes.
Don't lie.
But it was. Can I be honest with you guys?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and
be
this is-
honest with
He's,
us.
You know
he
what I
sound
mean.
like he's telling the truth. Though.
No. It was the background
Mhm.
was like a skyline.
Oh, that's cool.
Huh.
Yeah.
And
so
that
it was
a,
like
wow, that was
like a dream. Like a-
you
like-
woke up, like I
like-
gotta do this.
yes. I woke up. My wife. I said, "Oh my goodness! I just had that dream about that thing I want to do
She's
downstairs."
like, go to sleep.
And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was like, "You're snoring." I'm like, "Shut up." You know. But that
For
was
those
me.
of you out there, if you have a dream, just go for it.
Try it. Take steps, man, because
Take the
that's
steps. Go
so
for it.
dream. So actually, have you had anything, Cowdies, that where you were sleeping, you woke up, and then you were inspired to do something?
I smacked my son one day. He woke me up.
To be honest,
I was in
that's a
the middle
good
of
question.
fight.
I don't know, man. No.
He's being
Now that I
honest
can
with you.
remember, I would
But
have
have
to like.
you ever
answer-
had a dream like, hey, I would like to? You and I we've had this conversation
Mm-hmm.
about Rolls Royce. Rolls Royce.
Yes.
Thanks for the ride.
Thanks for the sponsorship. Let me just thank
Right?
Thanks for the sponsorship.
But
That's like my dream car.
See what I mean?
Right there.
So
that's,
now
that's my dream.
That's your
car.
dream car, right?
Yes.
So that's ingrained in here.
In
That's what
there,
you want.
yeah. And you know what? I went to Miami with a friend of mine, kind enough to invite me to go over, and I saw it everywhere. It's like when you go out and you see Toyota Corolla everywhere.
Those are rented. No, I'm
I,
joking.
well, I don't care if they were rented or
No,
not.
I'm
They just
joking,
look
I'm joking,
good.
I'm
I
joking.
wanted to drive one
Listen,
of those.
If we have Miami listeners, it's Miami, man.
And
It's,
how much
you
are they?
know.
They're like $250,000. Now you see,
A little bit
I
more
would.
than that. They
I
start
would-
like at 300,000,
Something like that.
Yeah, they're up there.
Yeah.
Down a little. Just a little bit.
Now, for me, I would like to drive it. Own it would be amazing, but I would have to know a little bit more about what does it take for you to own it. Do you know what I mean? It sounds more like a huge expense to own one than it is
Oh
to,
hell yeah!
to own it than it is to.
Any fixes you got to get on there, man, is gonna cost an arm.
It's so funny because
Yeah.
there's a.
But if you're buying that car, like fixing it should not be a problem. In my
right,
opinion.
it's so funny because
Should not.
listen to this. Listen, ready?
But the value goes
I'm-
down so much,
Oh,
though.
Louis.
The
I mean, it
value is insane.
Oh,
It depends
Louis.
which ones you pick.
You just reminded me of this. Listen to this. So, 6 years ago, I was me and one of my buddies. We went into like this little venture, and we met a gentleman by the name of Jose. I'm not gonna say his last name, and he is a self-made millionaire out of
Okay.
Texas, right?
Okay.
And he tells us a story how when he went to the Lamborghini dealership in Texas, they did not take him serious.
Mm.
Listen to this. When you guys saw that, whoever saw that on video, I just dropped the mic. He goes to the Lamborghini dealership,
Walks in.
walks in there, he gets totally ignored. He is from Central America.
That's crazy, dude. That people are like that.
Listen
dude.
to this. He gets totally ignored. He's looking at the oh my goodness, it was like I think it was the LP640, brand new. I think it's like 290, almost 300,000. Gets ignored. On his way out, someone says, "Oh, you had any questions?" He's like, "Yeah, I was looking at that car." They go into a conversation. The guy's like, "Well, it's a very expensive car. We require a big down payment."
Like, what does it matter?
But
that it's
listen,
expensive.
so then
like,
he's like, "Yeah, but I'm not thinking of financing it." And then the guy's like, "Oh, okay. So how are you gonna do it?" He's like, "Oh, I was just gonna pay for it." The guy says, "Well, it's also, it's very expensive as far as fuel." He's like, "If I was worried about the fuel, I wouldn't be here."
right?
Bro, when he told me that, I mean, I met the guy. When he told me that, I was like, for real. Like, he's like, the guy tried to put barriers for me to get this vehicle. He says,
You're
well,
there to sell, dude.
he's
You
like,
gotta.
he's like, because if I'm here, you think I care about fuel?
Right?
You know what I mean? Like, okay, yeah. It's
That's like you go into the grocery store and be like,
a gallon of mayo. I don't give a damn. You know what I mean? It's like I'm here. And then he writes a certified check for about $300,000, and he's like, "Here you go." And the guy's like,
I would have given that guy a bad review.
Jose, you want anything? You want water?" He's like, I'm all set. I'll just take the red one, bro. True story. I mean, amazing. You know what I mean? And he talks about that. Just coming from, Central America, and how he became a self-made millionaire because in his mind, he didn't come here to work for someone because he could have stayed home and do that.
Came here to make something.
You see what I mean?
To build.
And
give
he,
jobs.
He started.
What is it? Do you know what he does?
Yes. So when he initially started, he was one of the an HVAC technician.
Okay, yep,
Okay.
I know what you mean.
But
Yep,
he
HVAC.
did
like
this-
those are like the heating systems.
Yeah, exactly.
and
Like
stuff? Okay.
ACs and stuff like
So
that.
he fixes.
So
those
he
and stuff.
fixes those and he installs them, and he did that back home. So he comes here and he starts, kind of working in that field, and then he gets a business opportunity that he takes on, and he literally just goes to his employer and says, "Listen, yeah, I'm not with it." And they were like, "Well, if you're not with it, you have to go." And he's like, "Bye." He's like, "I'm going." And that was maybe a year and a half to the day when I met him.
Yeah.
And he had like yearly close to $3 million a year.
Wow.
And
Wow,
the
that's nice.
business,
Nice.
and that's the business that me and my friend were also getting into.
Mm-hmm.
And he was kind of giving us a lecture on how to really be successful in the business. And
So now was
He
it
was-
was that a dream? Was that his dream car? Cause
that was his dream car, but he had another dream, which was to go back home. Home for him was Guatemala, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
And was like to build a school, and he was able to do that.
Mm.
he built a school.
He built a school,
Who is
bro.
this guy? El Chapo.
No,
Are you
same as
talking to El
Jose.
Chapo?
I can't give him any more details because if he sees this or he hears me, he's gonna
Shout
be
out to every Jose out there. man.
he's gonna be upset. He's gonna be like, "Oh, Flo, you said my personal information." You're the best, Jose. Great guy. I actually at one point I had his number in my phone, and I just
And then he changed it.
I changed my phone, and I
He
didn't. I
changed
don't know what
his.
happened too. I wasn't good at back then. When
Don't you work at T-Mobile?
Thanks T-Mobile for the socks. T-Mobile,
But dreams. So anything else like with dreams? I mean, actually, check this out. I had a real dream, right? This was during my time I was looking for another tattoo. I had a dream about the tattoos that are on the back of my arms right now. Bro, it was so dope.
Yeah?
I had a dream. So on the back of my arms, guys, I have in old English letters, inner strength. That's what I
I
have.
thought it was your gang signs.
I'm not in a gang. Inner
He was.
strength.
He
Never
was.
have.
He was.
Never
Not
have.
anymore.
Never have. Stop playing. Inner strength is in the back of my arms, right? So I had a dream. I went to sleep. I had a dream about that. I saw it so vividly. I woke up the next day and there was some guy like in our neighborhood who was just doing tattoos out of his house. So I went over there and boom, got the tattoos done in the back of my arms. I checked for the spelling like a million times. Like, you don't understand. Like, inner strength, that's a lot of letters. So I was looking at the back of my arm like inner. Okay, next one, strength. Like, I was sounding it out, looking it up on Google, comparing it side by side. But yo, it was crazy. Like, that was a real powerful dream because I was looking for a tattoo, went to sleep, had such a vivid dream of that in the back of my arm, and I woke up the next day and I just went to do it. I had to hide that tattoo for so long because my parents granted how would I say? They gave me a green pass for the tattoo on my arm. They said, okay, you can finally get it. I was bugging them for years. I was 17.
How old were you? Oh, I was
17 when I got that. It was right after football season. I got that. It was like Thanksgiving, 2009, 2008 Thanksgiving. And then like a year later, I got the ones on the back of my arm. Actually, a few months later. And I had to hide it for so long. I used to talk to my parents just like hands behind my back. Just like, yeah, I'm practicing for the military. But yeah, man, it was a powerful dream because the fact that I just went out and I just did it. You know what I mean? It was
especially
so
something that's gonna be there forever. That's
yeah.
Do you have any tattoos, Cody's?
I have one. Yeah, I have one. Okay. I have one.
I think we all have one. Yes, I have.
You have a tattoo, Cody's? I'm trying to think of where.
Yeah, I do. It's everlasting.
You know where?
On his butt cheek.
The left one.
Insert.
The left one. Yeah, I have one. It's called Everlasting. I mean, not it's called Everlasting, but it's Everlasting. It's on my inner.
Oh, yep.
Yeah. Dude, it did hurt like a motherfucker.
It looks nice.
Mine did not hurt at all. When the guy started, I had no idea. I said, listen, I'm ready whenever you started. He's like, I already started.
What?
I was like, wow, okay.
What did you take?
Nothing. I was just like, I was expecting like real pain. It felt like a scratch to a point.
Dude, mine.
And I was there for 6.5 hours. No pain.
No, hell no. I was there for 2, bro. I was there for 2 hours.
So that sound.
You must have taken something.
That sound didn't help you.
No,
at
it was
all?
because it's like one of the newer machines. No, it's very modern. It's like a.
There's no way. There's no sound.
But no. It was like a.
Your story sounds made up, man.
I'm telling you, we could.
You know why it didn't hurt? You know why it didn't hurt?
Anything. You're probably in there crying.
He used a crayon. That's why it didn't hurt.
That's probably why.
It's fake.
But
he just doesn't shower.
My tattoo, actually, the idea of it's pretty sick, but it's not 100% finished.
Okay.
I gotta go back and I gotta add Liam.
He has a bionic arm.
Yes, it's
pretty
cool. It's like a robot thing, like wires.
It looks like
the
it's
skin's
ripped
coming
apart.
Yeah.
And
then I have a chip, which is the initial of my son, my oldest, Armani. Now I gotta go back and kind of put maybe, I don't know, maybe like the power supply.
You have an A chip in there, like letter A.
The letter A, and it's actually funny story.
iPhone has an A1 chip.
Yes.
A11. So you're an iPhone.
Yeah, I'm an iPhone. Good shit, Louis. This guy is fucking high.
So for you guys listening to us, if there's a dream that you ever had, or there's a dream that you have right now that you want to accomplish, hey, just, go back to it. Go back to it.
Hold on.
Hold on to it. Yes. Hold on to it. And create a plan of action. Just get it done.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I said, I mean, it's all about just kind of like understanding that, you know what, I could do it. You know what I mean? If it's in my mind, and all you got to get is surround yourself with great people, man. Everyone that I've been talking about this project, that everybody's been happy listening to us, watching us and stuff. Everybody's like, how did you come up with the idea? And I tell them all the time, I just did it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I surround myself with great people like yourselves. I get information from people that are genuinely want to see us do good, because there's people that are going to give you opinions, and they're going to give you like that half-ass opinion.
Yeah, you're
going to I heard it on the radio. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We're not on the radio. What the fuck are you talking about?
Get you all confused and shit.
You know what I mean? So it's just like I've learned through the years, who to talk to and who not to talk to when it comes to ideas, dreams, things that I would like to accomplish.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? That's what I tell and I advise you guys to do as well.
It's your responsibility, man. It's your responsibility to live out what's inside of you, okay? You were given a dream. You were given a goal. And now it's your mission. It is your mission. If you
It's hard to
have
stay
a goal
motivated.
of just drawing, if you have like amazing artwork inside of you, it's up. Yo, you have to bring that to us, because what if that's the new generation of art? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? What
No,
if you
I
set
agree.
something else off? But like Wellington said, you gotta surround yourself with good people, man, because just like Gaudi said in one of the podcasts before, that the closest people to you could be the most destructive. So you just got to keep your eyes wide open to negative energy and positive energy. You just got to be well aware of what's happening, because it can come from anyone.
That self-awareness, dude, for sure.
You know
for
what I mean? So
And keep yourself motivated, because it's hard. When you have a dream, the dream is there, but then how do you realize that dream? You got to daily motivate yourself, because you're going to have those thoughts, those ideas that are going to push yourself to thinking that, hey, you know what, I can't do it. And that's not true. That's not true.
And
Listen to
just
something
kinda-
motivational in the morning. Listen to some Grant Cardone, Les Brown, Tony Robbins, all of these great people that, you know, like Lewis said, will spark your brain.
Eric Thomas.
Or you
E.T.,
can just listen to us.
True.
Yeah.
Or you can
know?
just listen to
And
us.
just to kind of recap, what we have, been discussing here. It's just like you said, it's about being consistent. Ryan Serhant recently put a post on his social media talking about consistency and how, in his example, he always wanted to go to the gym. I sent you the stuff.
Yeah, yep.
He always wanted to go to the gym, and he would go to the gym for 3 weeks. Right. The first week he would be all about it. The second week he would be somewhat about it. The third week, now we start making up excuses.
The enthusiasm is
You know what I
going
mean?
down and down.
And then you would be like, okay, now I don't want to go because I didn't go yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Now the excuse comes, right?
I got an amazing quote for that. Jeff Bezos from Amazon, he
Yes.
says, every day is day one.
Yes.
You know?
Drop the
Exactly.
mic.
You know?
Every day is day one, guys.
True.
What he's saying is that keep the enthusiasm.
Mhm.
Because in the beginning, it's awesome. And then as it goes on, you kind of like.
How do you
get
keep the
discouraged.
enthusiasm? Because it's easier to say, though. How do you
Figure
keep
it out.
There we go. So,
So,
this is how you
figure
figure
it
it out.
out.
Go.
No, you go. Because the enthusiasm, yes, is there. But how do you consistently keep the enthusiasm? Sometimes you have to rely on other people so that enthusiasm just remain. Do you know what I mean?
So
How would you
so-
keep the enthusiasm? How would you go about it?
How
'Cause you've
would I
been
go about it?
You've been going to the gym for a while, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's
Damn,
showing.
you're
The
making-
games is serious.
He's
How do you stay
juicing.
motivated? How do you stay more?
I mean,
selling them the juice.
you have to create a system. You know, you have to come up with a process, and for everybody's different. There's no right or wrong because everybody have different way of how they motivate themselves. I look at this. There's a picture that I have of this guy with tattoos. He's looking good, 6-pack, and I look at him. When I look at him, I see myself. Do you know what I
Okay.
mean?
Right, that wasn't weird.
I see myself. So again, you going back to like that vision board. You know what I mean? I look at him, but I see myself. And then
Okay.
again, when I think about going shopping, how do I want to look with the
Yeah,
clothes that
that's
I
big.
buy? When
That's
I,
big.
you
That's
know what I
big.
mean? It's like when I put something on.
So
How
your
do I?
vision board keeps you motivated, and then when you're just out and about, just looking at like clothes and stuff like that, kind of like reignites it. Okay,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah.
So it's kind of like a reoccurring. You kind of want to have like, okay, I want to look good in clothes. So when you're out and about, you could kind of look at clothes, and it's a constant like
Exactly. You connect the
reminder.
two. It's a constant reminder.
But then-
You
instead of
connect the
just
two.
But
having
then
that one vision
there's
board.
also things that keep you constant, like family, right? Like
Okay.
you know, okay, I have to be this certain way because I have to make sure that my family is this certain way,
Yeah.
right? So there's people that are fit, right?
Mhm.
Because guys, I'm not the fittest person.
Are you
in the
making
world.
excuses because you're not fit
All
yet?
right, we're not gonna turn this into me right now.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna take it easy on flow.
We
We're
need
gonna
to
take it easy on
focus
flow.
on you and nothing but you right now.
Shut up, Louis.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
Focus.
So people that are fit, right? They say, well, I need to be fit because my job requires me to be fit, or maybe because I know that
Health.
I want to be there.
When my kid
when my
crosses the
kids
stage.
is you know what I mean. So health people like that, or maybe people that are into maybe I don't know construction. You know what I mean? They want to be constant because they want to see a brand developed, or they want to create their own construction company, right? So I got to be consistent. Ryan Serhant, like I was saying in the post, describes the fact that he would at least 2 or 3 times a year continue that cycle. 3 weeks and then he will be done. 2 months later, another 3 weeks and he'll be done. And he describes in the post that if he would have been consistent with it would have been like so much like better. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna have you guys talk because I'm gonna go right to the post and I'm gonna tell you exactly how he said it. So Louis, please take over.
I mean, the fact that you have to look up the post and you can't recite it word for word, were you really that engaged by that Were you really that inspired, Wellington? I don't know, guys. I'm just talking junk in the meantime while he looks this up.
I mean, if you
I
really
mean, you
look
don't
at
really
it,
have to look this up now.
No,
If
no,
you-
because it's intriguing. You know what I mean? Like how he.
I mean, just
you
tell him to
know,
look it up. Go on
just-
Ryan Serhant's page, and that's it. You ain't gotta be plugging in people who ain't even messing with us. And that's a long ass paragraph. Are you kidding me?
It's not,
Get out of
That's
here.
an
That's
essay.
a
That is an
long-ass-
essay.
it's not
That's
that
an
way.
Anyways,
essay.
the point of the story
Yeah,
is
he's
to
wild.
be consistent, right?
Yes, to be consistent.
And to be
know?
consistent, you can. There's degrees to being consistent. You can, willpower. Yes, it's amazing, but there's also one thing called leverage. You know what I mean?
Willpower and leverage.
How
Okay.
about when you're not feeling it? Because sometimes you're not gonna feel it, and that's when you. Do you really think about consistency when you when you have a headache or when you have the cold, when you have a flu about going to the gym? But if you have that friend that you know you can rely on and be like, hey, call me no matter what happened, even if I'm sick. If that person calls you, wake up. I don't care. You're sick. You told me to call you, even if you're
Right.
sick.
Yeah,
you
because
gotta
that's
get
a-
up.
That's
And
another
that's
thing.
huge.
Like,
You know what I
that's
mean?
another thing, like-
Again, you don't have to always do it by yourself. You don't always have to do it by yourself.
big. You know what I mean? Like an example, there's people that they might not have that willingness to do it, but they surround themselves with people that are gonna encourage them to do that, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
There's people that are gonna, you know what I mean? Like maybe in your case, Lewis, you know what I mean? You sell properties, right? So you want to be around people that are selling properties at all times. You don't
It's
wanna,
true, and it
know?
works, man. It works. I was
It
actually
kinda
just at
rubs
this.
off.
I was at this event the other night, and to be honest, I just really like staying away from those kind of events. I went to it because a friend went to it. He invited me. I was like, fine, I'll go with you. And it was really motivating just being around all these kind of people who are really trying to excel in life. It kind of reignited that
The
hustle
fire,
in me.
yeah.
It
Yeah.
reignited it. But I'll be honest, I really like stay away from those. But
It's
after that
refreshing. It's
experience,
refreshing.
yeah,
It's
after that
refreshing.
experience, I was like, okay, I mean, these ain't too bad.
Mhm.
It's just weird because I don't know. I get the feel that everyone's in there just trying to look for someone to help them with something. I don't know. It's a very like usy feel. I don't know. That's just me. But that's why I stay away from a lot of things like that. But it's all in your perspective, man, because when I went there, changed my perspective. I had a good time, man. Like I said, hustle was reignited.
What kind
and,
of seminar
good
was
to
that?
go.
Was that you said a seminar, right?
No, it was
Also a meeting?
it was just a get together of
Mm.
the real estate company. Like, I
Gotcha.
mean, a real estate industry. Like a
Industry,
whole bunch
okay.
of there were realtors, there were mortgage officers, there was
So much knowledge walking
it
around.
was just a
bro.
lot. It was a lot of people, private lenders. It was a
But
lot.
that's great
Okay.
because you're like in the room, right?
Yeah, it was
Right?
cool.
Like it's always been like that. You got to be in the room, right?
yeah,
like
but I'm
if you're there,
big on being an individual. So
true.
It's like, eh.
But then again, it's only so ready. I'm a believer.
You need
in
help.
leverage.
You need help.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true. You always need
so
help.
I'm a big believer that maybe you are only able to get this far. That doesn't mean you stop there. That means that now you have to try to tag someone
Yeah.
and say, listen, let's do it together and get us there. That's
Yeah.
why
I need help.
you know we count on you guys, our followers and our listeners and our subscribers. You know what I mean? If you like the content, if you like what we're doing, you know what I mean, go ahead and tell people, hey, listen, I listen to these guys that
Exactly.
that, are doing something maybe a little bit different.
And then you
Spread
can
the
stay
wealth.
up to date. You got to stay up to date because next week's topic. Woo!
Ooh, fire.
Tell him, Wells.
oh my
Tell 'em,
goodness.
Flo.
So we're
Oh
going-
wait,
we're
real
going-
quick, flow. So wells, so a well, like a wishing well, like it has water. And flow, wells, Wellington. It's a triple entendre. Wells, flow, wells, Wellington, double entendre. Wells.
Yeah,
Wow,
this
that's
is-
lit.
this is deep
Guys,
right now.
This is why we're
Who
building-
who caught that out there? We're here. These guys, they ain't up there yet.
This is why we're building a wall.
Wow, that's fucked up. That's
But
not funny
listen.
at all. Cause I'm pretty sure y'all parents are immigrants. I'm pretty sure everyone's parents are immigrants.
All right, let me get into this, man. Let me
That's
get into
Take
fucked
the
up.
joke.
So-
Take the
What do you
joke.
mean by that one? Elaborate on that joke about putting
so-
up a wall.
Yo, that's next.
in
Nah,
my-
hold on.
in my
Elaborate on that joke.
on my yard.
Oh, okay. On your yard.
Yes, I
You're
have
gonna put
Yeah,
a wall
on your
fence.
yard.
Yeah, it's a
Just
fence.
gonna lay down.
It's a fence.
Okay.
Next week's topic.
He's racist.
Shut up. Next week's topic is gonna be fun, and we're gonna have a special guest next week. So please stay tuned. It's Valentine's Day coming up, right?
I
guys?
know.
And and we're gonna
Hate
discuss.
Valentine's
We're
Day.
gonna we're gonna
Do
discuss.
you really?
I hate Valentine's Day.
Why, dude? It's
Because
such
it's
a-
for you know why I hate Valentine's Day. When I worked
It's marketing.
when I worked at a place, bro. I'm not gonna shout them. Actually, yeah, they're out of business. Radio Shack. When I worked at Radio Shack, we got held at gunpoint on Valentine's Day, bro. And I know it was probably because of the fact that he was trying to take somebody out or something.
Oh, man.
On Valentine's Day, I'm like, damn, this guy got a date that he's not trying to fuck up on, and he's here robbing us to go pay for that dinner. I know that's what it was because he got away with like
What if he-
100, 200 bucks.
What if it wasn't that?
I
What if
mean,
it
that's
wasn't
my.
that?
I don't give a fuck. My impression of it was I was there with a gun to my face. It's Valentine's Day. I hate
On
this
Valentine's Day or the day
on
before?
on Valentine's Day.
At what time? Like 8 at night? You think that he was gonna go there
No,
at 8 at
nigga,
night?
it was early, nigga. It was probably like 1. It was like 1 p.m. It was like 1 p.m. We were, yeah, bro. We had to shut down the store and everything.
Oh, that's
No way,
fucking
really?
horrible.
Yeah, I was
So
like,
So you're saying that you're
fuck
traumatized from that day forward?
nah, cause that
Come
shit
on, you
was
better
hilarious.
than that, dude.
That shit was hilarious. What I'm saying is I hate Valentine's Day because it makes people feel like they have to spend money in order to do something.
Yeah, see,
Like you don't have
That's
to
a great-
spend money.
What I
That's a
like,
great
what
twist.
I like about Valentine's Day is that it's intentional.
No, it's not.
It's in a way, if you really
No,
look
it's
at it.
not.
Well, it's all perspective. Why Valentine's Day is intentional. Yeah, every day can be Valentine's Day. I
True.
get it.
And
Every day
that's-
can be
yes.
Valentine's Day. But guess what? How many people are actually making every day Valentine's Day? Just like, you know, when some people argue, oh, they send flowers. Flowers are not going to make things better. It's you saying, hey, I am sorry. I was wrong. How
Happy
can I make it
Valentine's
better?
Day.
Happy Valentine's Day on freaking September 29 at like 1 p.m. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of weird, you know?
So we're gonna discuss next week
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit more of this topic. You know, the good, the bad,
Ugly,
the ugly of love, right? And like I said, we have a special guest that's kind of gonna give us some feedback on that. So
A
Yeah.
love coach.
so
I don't know. I don't know.
Coach.
I have no idea. who
So-
the
So
guest is.
stay tuned for...
Shout out to the
You
guests
know?
I don't know.
so you know what I'm saying, Cody's wrap us up, man. Let's see, man. Where can they listen? Where can they find us? What are we doing?
Dude, very easy and simple. Guys, for those who are actually listening, thank you again so much for your commitment. Remember, Monday through Sunday, we are on iTunes.
Overall, guys, whenever you want, our podcast is up there.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
whenever you want. Whenever you want, just
It
our
could be 1 in the morning.
recommendation is to listen to in the morning. That's the best time because you want to start your day with positive vibes. That's what you want to do. Gaudi's take it off. To take off is to take it off. Gaudi's take off.
What am I taking off?
Whoa.
What am I going to take off?
Gaudi's take it off.
What am I going to take off?
Take off. There we go.
So
Guys, we're on
iTunes,
YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, Instagram. Guys, a playbook for life. You can find us as well. And like Lewis said, best time to listen is in the morning. Listen to us in the morning. Turn it on when you're on your way to work, to and from work. You know, not just in the morning, but when you get out of work as well. But mainly in the morning.
Even when you're cooking, if you can't listen to it in the morning, I don't want
Yes.
you to think that you can't listen to it now. You when you get home, you start cooking, you know, you're cleaning up the house, throw us on, and we'll motivate you subconsciously.
and we also have the Gmail.
The Gmail is, just so you guys know, is playbook for life, FOUR
Like
at gmail.com.
So leave us your
Leave us your
comments,
comments
your
on-
topics.
On YouTube, you know,
send us hate mail.
your feedback. If you guys liked it, we want to hear it. If you didn't like it,
Yeah.
what didn't you like? You know, because again, we're here to grow, we're here to learn, we're here to bring great content to help you get through the day, and we just want to hear about it. You know,
Flo, what are some last words that you want to give to people before we sign out? Something fast.
Be on the lookout for the gear.
All right, be
we-
on the
Yes.
lookout for the gear.
We're
Gaudis,
gonna have to have
Look
some
at
stuff
this.
down.
Look
Gaudis,
at
what
this.
about you?
what am I gonna do? Hey guys, you know,
Quick,
stay
quick.
consistent.
Stay consistent.
Stay consistent.
All right, guys. Hey, guys, and be fearless, all right? Because we're all going to die anyways. It's
Damn.
Looney Lou.
Flow,
Flow.
K Bamboo.
Hey, Bamboo.
All right, guys. Bye.
Pointing at me.
Bye.
Bye.